Hi guys, welcome to the weekly roundup. This is the 14th of February to the 20th of February. This is looking at the transactions for houses sold and houses listed right across the whole of Fife from between these periods of date. So in other words, the week it's just passed, we've just gone through. So this is all to do with to tell you if there's a trend between supply and demand and when is the right time to sell and when is not. I'm going to cover that anyway. I'm going to cover some of the major statistics that you should be looking for in housing and the trends, the mega trends that actually make a fundamental difference between how people buy, the way people shop online and the way they look at things in terms of property as well, and how long it takes for them to make a decision about whether they want to click on your property or not. And I'll show you some of these key numbers as well. As well as we've got an instant valuation tool again on this post. So if you want a quick ready reckoner about the price of your house and the valuation of your house, please feel free to go into it, anytime you want. It's an instant calculation tool. It's pretty accurate. It gives you top, middle and bottom of the valuation of your property. And you don't need to speak to anyone. That's the great thing about it. Because often I really don't want to speak to anybody on a Sunday night. In terms of looking at the valuation of my house, I'd rather just go into a calculation tool and do it myself. But let's take a look at the key statistics here in terms of the number of properties coming on and the number of properties sold in the week. And that'll, again, combined with the rest of the months past, give us an indication about where the market is just now. Okay, so this is the across Fife area. So you can see in the Cooper area, 5 properties came onto the market, 11 properties went under offer and sold in the same week. There's a huge amount of demand there, more than double really in that week. But that's traditionally the same as what it was periods before. So the Cooper market's still going really, really well. East Neuk itself, 3 versus 2. I mean, that's no surprise anyway, but East Neuk's been outperforming since January 2020. That's not this January, but the previous January. East Neuk's been outperforming the market by 120% of what's come on. So in other words, if 100 properties came on, 120 sold. That means it's probably taking 20 from the year before, and actually they're selling as well. So I would expect every single asking price or offer received to be more than the home report value in the East Neuk area. St Andrews, well, this is bucking the traditional trend that happened in St Andrews recently. 6 come onto the market, 9 sold. That's the first time in a long time it's actually gone the other way, where demand is outstripping supply. St Andrews is traditionally sat at 88% of demand, which is a different trend. But we'll see what happens next week and see where that takes us. Leavenmouth, 12 came onto the market and 16 sold. No surprise there. Leavenmouth is almost 100%. So whatever comes on is getting sold. Again, I would expect Leavenmouth property values in terms of what the home report is for everybody that puts their house in the market to get more than the home report value, at least more than the home report value. Dunfermline, 31 versus 38. Again, Dunfermline outperforming very, very well. Glenrothes, 10 versus 9. First time Glenrothes has gone below what's been brought on, but I mean that's not a trend. That's only 1 week. Glenrothes again's been everything that's come on tends to have been sold. So and we're experiencing the Glenrothes area as well. The property prices were always getting over the home report value. Sorry, I keep saying asking price, but asking price to us is really the home report value. There's a wee trick there in a 10,000 banding where you get both sides of the audience. If you don't do the 10,000 banding, you don't get both sides of the audience. So your audience, when you list your property, could be half of what it is if you get it wrong. So there's a wee key here to getting the pricing right when you put your property on. No longer should you be doing 950 quid anymore or 999. You should be on a 10,000 banding, and there's a reason behind that. There's 2 reasons behind that actually. And the Kirkcaldy market, 32 came on and 34 sold. So overall, right across Fife itself, 99 properties came onto the market last week, and 109 were actually sold. So again, demand is outstripping supply, probably right across the area. So I would expect every single offer accepted to be over the home report value at least. So this takes me on to the issue about where's this market going and where's the trends taking us. So let's take a look at some of the numbers here. So this is our website. This is our statistics. This is called Google Analytics. And this shows you what happens. So Google Analytics tells us this is in the whole year versus the previous year. So this thick blue line is the whole year just passed. So that's February the 21st. 2020 to 20th of February this year. So that's a whole year, the blue line. And then it compares it against the previous year before that, which is the dotted line below it. Now, Rightmove's reported a huge increase of 37%. That's Rightmove itself. They're a big portal, but they've increased by 37% in terms of activity. We've increased by 56%. So we've increased more than Rightmove in terms of our market, in terms of the number of people coming on to us. Now, remember, you've got to remember as well, every single person coming onto our website is coming on to see properties for sale in Fife. They're not going for anything else other than Fife. So we do what we say in the tin. But it tells us straight away demand is still outstripping supply as opposed to last year as well. And you can see that nice curve. And there's the bounce from December. And then as it goes right up, and then it comes down a wee bit, but then it's starting to stabilize off again. But look at the year before that. You know, it was almost half of that amount. So that's a good indicator that demand is still there. So then we'll look at the where all this traffic's coming from. So direct means people are just coming straight onto our website. So almost 2/3 or a third of our people are coming on our website. Social, which is social media. So we're actually getting about a third of our audience from social media. So over 100,000 people are choosing to click from social media onto our website. It's a huge market, huge market. Organic searches, in other words, people going to Google, type in properties for sale in Fife, and a third of our audience is actually finding us that way. Look at this one. This is actually quite interesting. Referral. Referral indicates that's people coming from Zoopla, coming from Rightmove or anything like that. Referral is non-existent. So Rightmove, Zoopla and anything like that is not really generating any activity at all. It is a different market to what we've got. Now, we use Rightmove, we use Zoopla, we use Prime Location, but what it tells us is our website is getting an audience that these people aren't getting, which means almost 50% of our audience actually doesn't visit Rightmove at all. They don't visit Zoopla at all. That's a key indicator. So we've got double the size of audiences a traditional Rightmove agent would have. So if somebody just relies on Rightmove, Prime Location, and Zoopla to get a buyer, you know, they're not getting the traction that we're getting as a result of that. So that has a strong indicator, and that tells us where we're going with things. And then you can see the trend is there as well. I mean, mobile is completely up. 2/3 to about 70% of people are actually choosing to go on mobiles to view everything. So you have to make sure everything that you list is mobile compatible, and it's easy to see, easy to use for someone on a mobile platform. Desktop's the next platform, and hardly anybody's starting to use tablets. Very, very rarely, you know, tablets are getting used now. Mobile seems to be the technology moving forward, which is a huge different trend from the year before. So more and more people are engaging with mobile. And in fact, our audience is up 70% on mobile. And then we could look at where the audience is coming from traditionally. Well, most of our audience, actually, you can see there, comes from United Kingdom. But we actually get just under about 1,000 people a month coming from the United States to look at our website and our properties. And then you have Germany, you have France. This goes into a whole lot of different countries. We hit 125 countries around the world. It's actually quite a big market in terms of people that come to us. I think it's because what we're finding is a lot of people are just coming straight on from overseas. They don't understand what Rightmove is, Zoopla is, because they're UK companies. So immediately they just see properties for sale in Fife, and it's like, well, that's what I'm looking for. So they click on us first as a result of that. So let's look at the number of page views. This is quite important because this actually tells us what we call a bounce. So bounce is actually quite important. So page views are up 46% year on year. So you can see again that thick blue line there coming up. So number of page views, so almost about 16,000 a week in terms of page views for people coming onto our website and actually clicking through. Look where it was the year before, under 8,000 the year before that. So again, a huge amount of demand there in terms of people coming onto our website. It does tell us we've got a good demand for area, and also there's another key indicator which I want to talk about. See that direct, organic, and social again. Referrals hardly anything. So again, it shows us we've got a big audience outside of the traditional routes that we still use, which is Rightmove, Prime Location, and Zoopla. So it's a double the size almost in terms of our audience. And again, United Kingdom, most people come from there, and again, United States, Germany, France, and these areas. So this is what we call the bounce. This is quite an interesting one. Now, there's a key statistic out there which actually says you've got 3 seconds to catch someone's attention on a mobile phone. 3 seconds and they'll scroll right past you. So they go right past you straight away. But now that is actually jumped down to 0.3 seconds. So you've got 0.3 seconds. You've got 0.3 of seconds to catch somebody's attention. And this is what bounce is. So bounce means that you catch their attention, they click onto your website, they stay on your website, and how quick do they come off on the same page? So the bounce for us is actually going up the way, which is better for us. It means people are staying longer on our website. We're keeping more engaged in what they're doing from year on year. And you can see that. So there's where it was the year before. This is the 3 second thing. So it took a lot longer on people, but because the way trends are working and people, they're getting a lot of adverts in front of them. So they're just clicking off straight away. So the bounce is actually quite important in terms of that. And that's why that, and you can see it going up there and us benefiting as a result of that. Time of day. Time of day people come on. You can see 7 o'clock in the morning. Hardly anybody's on during the night. But you can see 7 o'clock in the morning, the dark blue areas are the places you want to search. This is why a lot of our posts go out at night, because they are huge audiences at night time. So we program everything for nighttime. We do a lot of stuff during the day, but we make sure we get a lot of good stuff at night in order to get that right audience. And we do a lot of lives at night. Hence the reason why I'm doing this at 7 o'clock, because you can see there 7 o'clock is the prime times on a Sunday. See that? Every single time during the Sunday slot. And then you've got this dark blue at 7 o'clock. Hence the reason why I'm doing it just now, because it gets a lot of audiences and it gets people onto our website. And Facebook love it as well. They love us doing this. Therefore, they push us out more organically. They give us a bigger audience as a result. So we get a lot more traction than a traditional estate agent will get because of what we do. And then we can go into the number of users. So the number of users actually coming into our website are actually 256. But out of the 256, we've got 252,000 in the year. So that tells us straight away that actually we've got a whole new audience coming in all the time. So we've got new people coming in all the time, which is what you really want from an agent. Because if you have the same people coming on all the time, you're not really, I mean, they're not all going to be buying property. So they're obviously coming on just to glance and what we call kick tires, if that makes sense. So when you go to see a car, you're just like, you're not really going to buy it, but you'll have a look at it and you're kicking the tires as such. But this actually shows us straight away that because we're getting new audiences all the time, we're at 98% or 99% our audience is new every single week on week. So we're getting new audience all the time. We're getting new people watching our website. We're getting new people looking at our properties every single time for our properties. Hence the reason why we get good results and we get bigger audiences. And that kind of rounds up in terms of the statistics for the week. Let me talk about our vlog as well. We did a TV program yesterday, so we did an online broadcast yesterday live, and it's how to choose the perfect moment to sell in Fife. There's no right or wrong answer to this. It's based on circumstances, but the key things, and you could watch the show, you could read the blog itself. It takes 4 minutes to do. I've got it all here. Or you could watch the show, which takes 60 minutes. But we actually had a lot more. We actually had a lot more thought process in the show itself. Or you can listen to the podcast itself, which actually is the show as well. So you can listen to that podcast, and you get a lot of tips on when you should be selling and when you shouldn't be selling, and how you should be doing it, and why and what times you should be doing it, and what you should do when you're doing it. So the things that we're covering about needing more space. Also covering about changing schools, why you'd want to do that, relocating for work, how we hit these markets for people that are relocating, also for people that are downsizing, how we hit these markets as well, and also the impulse buyers, the people that tend to run out and they want to buy a property straight away as a result of it. So that's the blog we've got in as well for that. And as I said, in terms of the instant valuation tool, if you want a quick ready reckoner about what the valuation of your property is, please feel free to click on this post. There's a wee link, it goes onto our website, and you get to instant valuation tool. It's a really good calculator. It's very, very accurate. A lot of people are actually using it now because they've used it so much. We've been able to hone it down to a fine art. So basically, you can get a valuation of your house without anybody actually walking in the door or talking to you. And that'll give you a good indication about where you are. If there's any questions you want to ask me later on in this broadcast, please feel free to do that. More than happy to take these questions. But for now, guys, I'll see you next week at the next weekly roundup. We've got the Fife Property show again next weekend on the Saturday morning, 9:30 live. A great subject on that morning. Sunday slot as well. I'll be doing that as well. That gets a lot more social reach for our channels. And they'll be broadcast during the week, and we'll be doing live launches. Crail Hotel, but Conway Hotel's coming on this week. I'm going to do a live launch on that. 14-bedroom hotel, lounge, snooker room, pub, everything, and restaurant downstairs. So Balcomra Hotel is going to come on this week. There's a lot of other properties we're going to be doing pre-launches this week, so watch out for them. You need to follow our Facebook pages. Remember, if you don't follow our Facebook pages, you won't see the property first. So if you follow the page, you'll see a live launch. You'll see the property. You'll see it first. It goes on 5 days before it hits the portal, so it's a pre-portal listing we do. And often, most of these properties are actually sold before they even get to the portal, before they even get to Rightmove, Prime Location, and Zoopla. Some of these properties are now, we're actually selling properties before they even actually get to a pre-portal listing. We have a client back now of people actually waiting, ready to pay more than home report value, ready to pay for certain types of properties, and you will never see them. These properties will never see the light of day because people have bought them actually before they even get to market, before they even get on social media or anything like that. So you don't even know about them. And that's why it's key probably to register with us and make sure you get to find out about this, because we'll immediately go to people that are obviously registered with us already. We'll immediately do pre-portal launch already as well. And by the time it gets to the portal, as I said, most of the time these properties are actually sold or they're just about to be sold because people have actually viewed, they've got an offer already and it's done and dusted. So follow our Facebook pages, guys, if you want to see the properties and get the best properties before they even get to a portal. Okay, so bye-bye for now, and I'll see you all.